One thing I'm not showing on this video uh, is the video of some of the women, what they've done to. There's one video where a daughter was taken from the concert, okay? They basically had her laying on the hood of a pickup truck, basically naked, blood all over her. Not really sure if she was alive or dead. The Palestinians, not Hamas, Palestinians, as Hamas was driving through the streets with her on the hood, basically naked, blood all over her body, raped God only knows how many times, and the Palestinians were spitting on her. Not Hamas, the Palestinians were spitting on her. They took her boyfriend's phone and sent, you know how your phone has, a text for, friends or whatever. They were putting disgusting messages in, using his phone and sending them to family members and friends of her boyfriend, because he was also over there, so he got taken captive also. Videos like that, that's horrible, horrible, horrible thing. And yeah. Anyway, watch the rest of this video and how any human being could not be disgusted by what Hamas is doing and by a lot of the Palestinians. Okay, not all of them, but a lot of them. Horrible, horrible, horrible things. And Israel is just supposed to lay down and say, oh, no, we're not going to do anything. No, unacceptable. Alrighty, this is like take two. Anyway, Hamas, this is regarding the war between Israel and the Palestinians. Now you have to understand, Hamas is a terrorist organization backed by Iran. I'm not saying, Biden's at fault here for releasing $6 billion to Iran or letting them sell their oil on the open market, which gives them billions of dollars to back terrorist groups, and everybody knows that Iran backs these terrorist groups. So anyway, what you don't hear on the fake news are the atrocities committed by Hamas, the Palestinians. When they did their first attack, in this set of attacks, they crossed over, a lot of the terrorists crossed over into Israel as civilians. There was a concert going on, okay? They went in there, Hamas went in there and just started randomly shooting civilians at the concert. When they launched their 2,000 rockets or whatever it was, 1,000, I'd have to look that up again. They did not aim for military targets. They aimed at civilian population. And you have idiots like Tahib and AOC and her little merry band of terrorist supporters that are all about Hamas. Oh, well, Israel's in the wrong here. Somebody comes over, kicks your ass, bombs the hell out of you. What are you going to do? Are you just going to sit there and go, well, yeah, we'll let it slide again and again and again and again? Now it's to the point to where Israel has held back for ages against doing anything. I personally think Israel needs to go into the Gaza Strip and wipe out the terrorist group known as Hamas. There's so many different terrorist groups that are backed. Now you have Iran. I'll get to the atrocities in a minute. You have Iran now threatening Israel, saying that if they go into the Gaza Strip, they will get involved. So the Middle East is in danger of becoming a very bloody situation. Back to Hamas. They shot up the concert. They decapitated people. They murdered and decapitated 40 babies. Okay? How can anyone out there, unless you are a terrorist yourself, how can you support a terrorist organization like Hamas that killed 40 babies, cut their heads off, they decapitated them? And you know what they used? They used shovels to decapitate people and decapitate the babies. Shovels! That's going to take a lot more than one strike. With a machete, one swift move, and you can cut through the majority of somebody's neck and decapitate them. But with shovels, no. Why isn't the fake news talking about 40 babies being slaughtered and murdered? Babies, people, being murdered and slaughtered by Hamas. There's footage out there that has been released that shows terrorists, they're filming it obviously, going into different towns along the border and just randomly shooting civilians, killing them, okay? These are facts that the freaking fake news don't want you to know. They're like, oh, well, you know, no, Israel's not in the wrong. Israel needs to go in there and wipe out Hamas. That's the only way this is going to stop. Plus, I have some facts written down here. Still here, yeah. Hamas people, terrorists, animals, were raping, gang raping women. Okay? Think about that. Gang raping women. Why the hell isn't the fake news saying, hey, these guys are killing babies? Look, they're, raping women, gang raping women, and then parading them through the streets. How would you like it if your child of your female offspring, your mother, your sister, friends were gang raped by animals, okay? Unless I can't call them animals, but basically they're terrorist organizations. They don't care about human life, okay? Animals, it's an insult to animals calling them animals, so excuse me for calling them animals. Hopefully YouTube won't have a problem with that. But they make animals look bad. Animals don't kill just to kill. Animals kill for the need of protecting themselves, their offspring, their cubs, or whatever it happens to be. They don't just, or for food, okay? So calling them animals is actually an insult to actual animals. But to slaughter babies like that and to gang rape women and then parade them through the street, they come to your house, grab your wife, your daughters, gang rape them, and then drag them through the streets showing, hey, look what we did. We raped these women. How would you like that? How would you feel about that? The fake news doesn't give a shit. They don't report those things. These are facts. There's plenty of footage out there. You won't be able to find it. But anyway, so I think Israel is 100% in the right, and they need to do what they need to do to protect their people. The attack that happened on the 7th and 8th was unprovoked, obviously, because terrorists are never provoked. They just kill to kill. Okay? And I have to say that when President Trump was in, never would have happened. And it didn't happen. Just like Russia invading Ukraine. That happened under Biden's watch. When Russia annexed Crimea, that was under Biden's watch. Abuba Baba was in, and then Biden was the VP. So think about that. He was in as vice president when Russia invaded Crimea. What happened? Nothing. We didn't threaten Russia and say, hey, whoa, you can't be doing that. They let them get away with it. Now, they allow Hamas, and the White House is giving money to the Palestinians. Not all the Palestinians are bad people, okay? The leaders, which is Hamas, they're the bad guys, okay? So I'm not picking on the Palestinians because not all of them are bad, just like anywhere else in the world. You know, not all those people are bad. Not all Jews are bad. Not all Italians are bad. No assholes, you know, like me are bad. I'm an asshole. I know I'm an asshole. I'll admit I'm an asshole. You know, and I don't really care. You know, I say it the way it is. People don't like it. That's your problem. It's not my problem. So anyway, the attack on the 7th and 8th was right after our holiday, okay? They launched, let's see. Anyway, okay, the Hamas basically took control of right around 20 towns, okay, where they were slaughtering people, killing babies, killing children, you know, the usual terrorist things. This is the largest, okay, between the 7th and 8th of October, okay? How about 3,200 rockets fired into Israel, killing civilians? They did not aim for military targets. When Israel did some of the retaliatory strikes, they aimed for Hamas headquarters, military targets. Yes, civilians were killed, like anything. You know, civilians are going to be killed. It's part of war, unfortunately. Germany actually started that during World War II by mistake, and then all the gloves came off in World War II, and like, okay, England, United States, and other allies started bombing the hell out of German areas, Hitler areas, and a lot of civilians were killed. A lot of civil buildings were destroyed. But anyway, 3,200 rockets. Over 1,400 people have been killed. You had Americans killed over there. You have Americans that were being raped. You have American hostages that were dragged back into Palestine. And our wimpy ass White House is doing nothing. The idiot, Secretary of State or Defense or whatever the hell he is, he just kept making excuses. It took Trump went in there, he got some other people, there was a bunch of people that got together to get Americans out of there, okay? Not flew them back to the state, but they flew them out to other countries. Okay, in a way, it's getting out of control. Yeah, they've taken right around 150 hostages. Probably more than that because they don't know how many people have been killed. Israel has called up 300,000 plus military personnel from the reserves because they're going to go in and they're going to do a ground invasion, and they have to. Hamas has been randomly bombing them. Everybody's like, don't retaliate, don't retaliate. So Israel has had enough. You know, it's just like you. You know, it's like somebody comes over to your house and kicks your ass. Well, no, I'm not going to do anything. Then, you know, they come back over again and kick your ass. Then they come back over again and kick your ass. They constantly kick your ass. Eventually, you're going to be like, what the fuck is going on here? I've had enough. And that's what's happening now. And it's going to escalate. Syria has already gotten involved because they're another terrorist organization in Syria. They launched some rockets into Israel. So it's going to get out of control very rapidly. and Israel has to defend themselves. So anyway, the atrocities that they're doing that I mentioned earlier in this video, think about that. Think about your baby and some asshole coming in and cutting your baby's head off with a fucking shovel. Think about that, people. That's sick. That's what kind of people terrorists are. And you got Halib and her merry band backing Hamas and saying, oh, Israel needs to fall. Israel's evil. The Jews have been persecuted, if you do the whole Bible thing. I'm not really into the whole Bible thing. I know a great deal about the Bible. I know many things in it and what have you over the years. But they have been, people have been kicking the Jewish asses since biblical days. Okay, since the beginning of time. Everybody's always beating up on them. But anyway, Israel has to stand up for themselves, and they have to go in there, and it's going to be a bloody battle. Because it's basically like we did in Afghan and Iraq. It's what they call suburban fighting. Building to building. You don't know what's in that building across the street. You don't know if there's a sniper in there. One instance, there was a town right on the border, and the security officer for that town heard gunshots, seen civilians getting shot by Hamas in Israel. They crossed over into Israel. That provoked Israel. And from his bathroom window, okay, I don't know if he was in there taking a shit, piss, or whatever, but from his bathroom window, he killed at least 6 terrorists. That's how they got the footage that the terrorists were recording. More than likely, that's how they got the footage. And they put it out there. So anyway, it's horrible what's going on over there, and the fake news doesn't report most of it. Okay, and there's so many people in this frickin' country, especially these wimpy ass woke kids in these colleges. Oh, you gotta back Hamas. It's a terrorist organization. How? And anybody in the right mind wants to back terrorist organization. That makes no sense at all. So anyway, I just wanted to get that out there. So I'm going to get this video up. I've kept quiet long enough on it. I kept thinking about doing a video on it, and I'm like, no. But anyway, the war over there is going to heavily escalate if Iran gets involved and they start attacking the Israels. United States better grow some balls, the White House, Defense Secretary, Secretary of State. Biden's not running the show. Everybody knows that. He's just a puppet. But we need to grow some balls and say, Israel, they are our allies. Biden has been backing Hamas by giving them money, releasing $6 billion. Look, when him and Abu Baba were in, they gave cash. I forget how many $1 billion, $1.5 billion or whatever it was. Probably more than that. I can't remember that long. Yeah, it was a while ago, obviously. In cash. How in the hell do you even come up with $1 billion in cash? Think about that. That's a lot of money. And we flew it over there in unmarked government jets and gave them cash when, Biden was VP. So, in a way, we need to back Israel. And I don't see the White House doing that because they don't care about Israel. They're more for Hamas. They're more for Iran. If they did not allow Iran to sell their oil on the open market, this wouldn't have happened because Iran didn't have the funds. Now Iran, plus releasing the $6 billion, Iran, and then the fake news will say, oh, no, none of that $6 billion was used for terrorist organizations. Okay, true. But that freed up the other billions of dollars, the $30 billion that they made selling their oil. So that gave them the ability to back terrorist organizations such as Hamas and the ones in Syria. There's so many different terrorist organizations, it's hard to keep track. So anyway, I have to say Israel is doing the right thing. They've had enough. We provide them with the Iron Dome, the missile defense system. But when you shoot 3,200 rockets, the Iron Dome, yeah, some of them are going to get through. So anyway, they are killing civilians. They are murdering people. So yes, Israel needs to go in there and eliminate Hamas. That's what needs to be done. It's just like when Trump bombed the hell out of, the terrorists in Iraq, in Afghan and what have you. He annihilated them with Biden as VP. It was out of control. Trump, whether you like Trump or not, he was the one who solved the problem. He dropped the biggest bomb that they could say that let the public know about the bomb, okay? And it leveled the cave system. Trump wasn't in office very long when he dropped that bomb. And he wiped out a whole shitload of terrorists with one bomb. And he turned the reins loose in Iraq and Afghan. Before, if military personnel, our military personnel, your brothers, sisters, whatever, were over there, your dad, parent, was over there getting shot at, okay? They would have to call in and say, hey, we're over here at this location, this grid, and we're getting shot at. Can we return fire? Literally, people, this is no bullshit. They actually had to call in to get permission to fire back. How stupid is that? Trump got in, he took the reins off and said, generals, do what you need to do to wipe them out. And we did. So anyway, I just wanted to mention a few things there. I know I rattled on. If you want to subscribe, hit the little B in the bottom right hand. Or it's over on this side. I always forget that. I believe it's on this side. See? And then people say, look at this dumbass. He doesn't even know where his logo is. Because you got to remember, I'm backwards. So, anyway, if you want to subscribe, hit the little B in the bottom right-hand corner. I've got like 300 subscribers. You need 1,000 to make money, which I don't see that ever happen. Plenty of videos for everybody. If you leave comments, that's fine. Keep them clean. If you do not, I will take them down. Of course, YouTube video, though, our YouTube, they keep taking down comments that I know some people that left comments that weren't nasty on some of my videos. And a lot of them were taken down. And even though they weren't nasty comments, but YouTube didn't agree with what the individuals were saying. They weren't calling for violence. They weren't calling, like Elizabeth Warren and all them were calling for violence. Get in their face. It's back when Trump was in. You see someone from the Trump, White House, get in their face, run them out of a restaurant, create a ruckus. But that was okay. And YouTube left those videos up saying, that sounds good. But if I did that or Republicans did that, said get out there, look at the slut girl, a good singer, banged the whole basketball team, Madonna, okay? She wanted to blow up the White House. It's on video, her standing there. Oh, I feel like blowing up the White House. That's a threat against government officials. But that was okay. So anyway, thanks for watching. Tell a friend, tell an enemy. But anyway, keep your comments clean, otherwise I will have to take them down. Okay, if you want to back Hamas, that's fine and dandy. That's entirely up to you. But anyway, look at the atrocities they did. And thank you for watching. And support veterans, okay? You see a veteran, tell them, hey, thanks for serving. Thank you for protecting our way of life. Thank you for our freedom. That's who you need to thank as veterans, okay? We're the ones who go over there and get shot at or get killed, get fucked up. It's not civilians. You're not going over there. Civilians aren't going over there and doing it. It's the veterans. It's the military personnel, which is now all woke. So our military is over 30,000 or 25,000 for sure, but close to 30,000 troops shy of what they need in recruitment because they've gone woke. But that's a whole other thing. I always rattle on. Shut the hell up. Anyway, thanks for watching.